Hello everyone, Treecks here and welcome back to Super Mario Maker 2, Super Treecks Original World, Part 2. Or Part 12, I know, but the second part of the Super World because of it being 16 worlds. And I think I'm explaining that every single episode. But anyway, it's the third episode in a month's time. I know, it took 2 months for me to actually upload Part 10 of this. And I suddenly had an urge to compensate for that, but now I'm feeling I'm over-exaggerating a little bit. But anyway, tomorrow is going to be a new project, and therefore I was thinking this deserves one more chance before that next project begins, because it is going to be a long one. I'm not too sure if this game is going to get another shot pretty soon, and therefore I'd like to start with this before the new project gets underway. But anyway, we are at World 12, World 4 of the second part of Super Treecks Originals World, to keep things easy. But anyway, let's get started. We are at World 4 of Part 2 of Super Treecks Original World, World 12 in total. Last time I was feeling a little bit out of shape, even though, with the exception of one level, I didn't get destroyed too much. Let's go see what the destruction is going to be this time around. The levels are going to be more and more interesting the further we get, because the way I actually put these levels in this super world is based on the popularity of these levels, both by myself and by the people. And there's also a couple of new levels remaining, and this is one of them. Okay, this one deserves some major explanation, I'm afraid, so let's pause for a minute. Glitchy mess, as you can see. You might expect what this is going to be. The word glitch is in it, and therefore some glitches are going to be exploited here. Or to be honest, that was the original intention of it. I must admit, this is a level that has been changed multiple times. It's also one of the reasons why it's not uploaded. I never dared to upload this one. Multiple glitches that were first present in this level were patched at some point, and therefore this level was unclearable multiple times. So I actually had to get back into this stage in order to rebuild it multiple times. But there's still a couple of funny things left, if you know what I mean. There's still a couple of glitches left, but this level is not what it was supposed to be. One of my failed projects, you might say. But the end result we see here is still clearable, and therefore it's part of this super world as well. Let's go see what we have. Okay, a dead end leading to a red block. There's also this bridge with a lot of arrows. Not really something to do here, except for that door up there. No, in order to start this level we need to go here. This also looks like a dead end, but if you know how music boxes work in Mario Maker, you know you can actually input them in a staircase pattern in order to do this. You can use the bottom one to actually go under the top one. Okay, the second one is also pretty nasty. A claw inside of a bumper. This is not per se a glitch, but it is something that looks weird if you actually input this correctly. And it's actually pretty difficult getting in here. That is pretty obvious. But trust me, it is possible. I have been able to clear check this level, so... Oh, yeah, there we go. Pretty weird mechanics. Same deal here. Enter this door to exit from this one. And get pushed through the bumpers. And that was just the simple part. Okay, the next one's also pretty fun. A cannon at the edge of a conveyor belt to actually push you off the screen very far. You can't see me, of course, because I'm off screen. But trust me, it's going to take a while before Toad actually plummets down to our level again. He got shot up really far. Yeah, there he is again. Also pretty strange. Okay, next up is actually... yeah, this part. This is actually a glitch that no longer functions. There used to be a part where... yeah, this Koopa clown car should launch you to the other side of the screen, but that glitch actually got patched, so this does not function anymore. Let's glitch our way through the trampolines and move on. Okay, this one is also pretty fun. This glitch works as follows. If you get stuck in on-off switches, a muncher is actually able to push you through without hurting you. Really weird, I know. Okay, same deal here. We have a Goomba in a Kuribo's shoe. And a one-way door, so he's stuck. But for some reason, fireballs can still go through. Thank you for the key, sir. Okay, this next part's also pretty fun. Okay, the next glitch. Koopa Clown cars that cannot be entered. If you're in a corridor that's only one space wide, you cannot enter Koopa Clown cars anymore, as you can see. Looks pretty weird, because it looks like you can actually go in them. But not like that, as you can see. Okay, let's go screw around with checkpoints next. We die here. We get squished by POW blocks. Not really something we can do about it. But we had a checkpoint, and with that we can still go through. Okay, the next glitch is actually a way to break icicles from above. And that works as follows. Gotta power up in a space where you can't actually carry one. And the easiest way out breaks, in this case the icicles. Okay, more screwing around with the checkpoints. This is a one-way door, we cannot go through. But the way checkpoints work, with the flag pointing down like this, the tip of the flag is actually what determines where you spawn. And therefore saying, this is a way through this one-way door. Get used to this, there's actually multiple stages where I make use of this. The forced deaths, I always call them. Okay, the next weird glitch, not really a glitch, but just a weird mechanic. Entering a door with a vine. Which is not supposed to be that easy, but I'll take it. Normally that's supposed to have some weird mechanics. Okay, the next glitch is actually screwing around with this one-way door. If you hug the edge, you can actually still get out, as you can see. Okay, let's get back through this door. And find the final glitch of the stage that is still functioning. Flagpole inside of the wall. Only accessible with a Mega Mushroom. But anyway, that is what's left of what used to be a much bigger glitch level. But most of the glitches that were in here got patched, unfortunately, and I never really felt like finding other ones to expand the level. It was a non-uploaded level anyway, so I thought this was fine enough. Okay, enough said about that introduction level for this world. Hopefully the rest is going to be better. Next up we have... oh, on-off corridor. This is a very short one. But nonetheless, still pretty fun to do, because it is really challenging. And speaking of challenge, that is actually how this level came into existence, because it is not that short for nothing. I normally don't like them this short, as you may know. This was actually a 10-minute challenge. When I used to create levels with some of the guys, I got challenged by one of them to actually create a level very quickly, in only 10 seconds. And this is what ended up becoming. Allow me to show you. And there we go. Speaks for itself. Like I said, still pretty challenging, because this was obviously not easy. I'm actually surprised I managed to do this first try myself, in all honesty. But anyway, that was on-off switch. A timed jump course. A pretty short one. I was challenged to build it in 10 minutes after all, so I couldn't go for a long one, obviously. Okay, that was number 2 for today. We're moving pretty fast, it seems. Although that first one was a pretty long one, in all honesty. We're already at 8-9 minutes, I see, so... let's go see if we can still fit this world in one video. And I also need to get some 1-ups back, because I'm at 97 because of that forced death level. Let's go to course number 3 of today. Okay, saved by the checkpoint. Speaking of forced deaths, that is the entire concept of this course. As you can see, it's a speedrun, 20 seconds. And you guessed it by the title of this level, that is not going to be enough to clear the entire stage. Because we have a pretty standard run as quick as you can stage, as you can see. A couple of obstacles, and the time creeping closer and closer to 0. And only a checkpoint to save our ass. However, we get started this checkpoint now, and the 20 seconds are back. And that is the concept of this stage, as you can see. A speedrun level, but not just any speedrun level. A speedrun level where we're not racing towards the finish flag, we're actually racing towards the checkpoint to save our progress. So we can continue with a full clock again from that checkpoint. Just like with this one. Nothing you can do about it. Just another chance at clearing this level from much later in the stage. Oh yeah, this part. Kinda forgot about this one. But we're almost at the end. We have to be. There's only 2 checkpoints per Mario Maker stage, as you may know. Now, come on. Hurry up. Oh yeah, Bossy Beetle. Help me. I need to get in there. Okay, and that is how that one works. Another short one, in all honesty. 2 short ones right after each other. And also the second stage where a couple of forced deaths were present. Just like Glitchy Mess. I'm starting to see a pattern in this world. I have a hunch that all of my forced death stages are going to be in this world. I'm pretty sure that is the main gimmick for this World 12. That said, there is actually another one. I'm not expecting that one now, because I remember that is a castle stage. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be the castle level then. However, we are not at the castle yet. In fact, it's not even spawned yet, because it's in the water. For that, we actually need to finish this stage first. And that one, I have no idea what that one is going to be. Because I can only think of one other forced death stage, Mario's Sacrifice. Oh, it's another new one. Second one of the day. Well, it's a pretty easy one, because for this one I only have to hold the Y button and the right button. As you may remember, one of the stages I have uploaded, and also one we've already played in the Super World, Auto Castle, is an auto stage. A stage where you have to do absolutely nothing and the stage plays itself, or a stage where you hold one button and it plays itself. And this is one where you have to keep running, hold right and the Y button throughout the entire stage, and everything will go by itself. However, Auto Castle was not the only one I made. I actually made the second one. Auto Castle I thought was a better one. This one is longer but a little bit less hectic, therefore I chose to upload Auto Castle instead of this one. But this one, of course, is still going to be present here in this Super World. Run Auto is also pretty fun to do, I think. And also not per se easy, because like I said, this is a pretty long one. So holding the Y and right button constantly might give you a cramp in your hands at some point. And just like with Auto Castle, I actually went for a multi-stage interactive course with this one. Therefore saying we get past the same obstacles multiple times throughout the stage. As you can see here, there's a lot of stuff here that I'm skipping. And not for nothing, because we'll be back here later with different circumstances to actually pass through that area differently. And the most fun about these stages is the fact that even though they're pathetically easy, you only have to hold the controller in the same position throughout the entire time. Still, some interesting stuff can be inputted here. Like these fire bars, for instance. I'm Balloon Toad now, so if I get hit, I plummet to my death. But of course, I don't get hit. But anyway, here's the finish. However, we're not going to finish quite yet. That is supposed to happen. Okay, now this part. Even though I'm holding right, the game actually forces me left now. Okay, now we're back here again. Only last time we were Balloon Toad, and now we're not. And the switch is pressed, so we actually progress differently now. That's pretty much what I was going for here. And then this one is even worse than an Auto Castle, I feel. Mostly because of its longer length. Okay, back at the beginning again. Only difference, this time a P-switch is actually on. Last time it wasn't, so we actually get to a higher area now. And bam! I don't want that small one, give me the big Mecha Koopa. Okay, back here again, only this time we don't have a cape, so we actually plummet down instead of up. Okay, running over the thwomps with invisibility frames. Okay, thank you, Mr. Thwomp. Okay, we're hit again, so we're no longer Balloon Mario, or Toad in our case. So we're still continuing back to this part, only this time we're small, and therefore we actually end up differently. Yeah, there was a lot of work in the stage, to be honest. Don't think this was a 10-minute course like On-Off Corridor was. This one required a lot more work to get down perfectly. But anyway, we're almost there. Because I'm pretty sure this is actually the balloon that we're also going to take over the finish. It's been more than a year since I created this course, so I'm not too sure about the exact happenings anymore, to be honest. No, there's still more. It's even longer than I remembered. Oh yeah, of course, this part. This is the final part. We plummet down. Pick up a Starman. And the same P-balloon that we did in the beginning. Only this time, because of the Starman, we are faster, the thwomp will not hit us, and we will actually get through the flagpole with our mission intact. Okay, that was my second auto stage. Both of them are running stages where you have to keep on running. I know, that's my favorite ones, so... But those were the only two I ever made. And this was the final one. And speaking of final ones, we still have one more stage to do. Even though a couple of stages were pretty short in this world, there were also a couple of long ones, so we're still at 16 minutes. And therefore, we have chance to do the final stage as well. 12 episodes in a row where I'm able to do a full world in one video. Interesting. And like I said beforehand, I know this is going to be Mario's Sacrifice. After Glitchy Mess and Saved by the Checkpoint, this has to be Mario's Sacrifice. Yeah. I'm predictable, I know. But anyway, as you may expect, because of me comparing this one to the other two, this is another stage where forced deaths are going to be present. But that is not all, because sacrifice actually comes in multiple ways. Also, in this one, as you can see, this looks impossible. But it's only impossible if you don't have any power-ups, of course. And that is going to be the main gist for this stage. We get a power-up, in this case a simple mushroom, and it does give us an extra hit. And that extra hit we need to use in order to cross these quote-unquote impossible areas. Get hit, invincibility frames will keep us alive for a while, and those we use in order to get to the other side. And that is the sacrifice in Mario's Sacrifice. And as you can already see by this second part, it's going to get progressively harder and harder the further we get, of course. To use our invincibility frames to get across to the safe area in time. Because only the invincibility frames will actually keep us alive if we get hit. If we return to normal, we die. So, don't think this is easy. And we also get upgraded, of course. Now we have a power-up where we can hit ourselves twice. And therefore the pathway to the safe area is also going to be longer, of course. Okay, like I said, we are also going to deal with forced deaths again. Because sacrificing our power-ups is fun and everything. But there's a much bigger form of sacrifice that's going to be present later. Even though it's not going to be very surprising anymore, because we've seen it 4 times already in this episode. But not quite yet, apparently. We're not at the first checkpoint quite yet. First, a couple of varying ideas I had in order to force yourself to get hit. Like a saw blade that you can't avoid, and these spiky pillars we cannot avoid. Stuff like that. But okay, here we are. We know how this works. Flagpole pointing to the right. So the flag actually points down. The tip of the flag, where you actually spawn again, if you respawn in a stage. And as you can see, the only way down there is to kill ourselves. But I am not without mercy. There's a 1-up in here. It's not helping me, because I already have 99 lives, so I can't carry it. But I still have to kill myself in order to get down there. Death number 5 in this episode, and all of them I actually had to do. But at least we're down here. It's the only way to progress, so we still need to do it. Okay, the second room is where the challenge really becomes interesting, because this is not one pathway to a safe area, and then the next one, and then the next one. And this is one giant running section where we get hit constantly because of the spiky floor, but we do get power-ups along the way. So this is a step beyond what we did in the first room, you might say. Turning this concept of using power-ups to keep yourself alive and invincibility frames turning it into a speedrun. I always try to turn everything into a speedrun when it comes to stuff like this. But okay, after we reach the end, we find out that 1 blood sacrifice was not enough. There's a second checkpoint and we need to do the same. And this time I actually can carry the 1-up. Okay, let's get squished by another thwomp. This one coming from the top. And forced death number 6. Hey, as long as they're the only deaths that I have this episode, I don't mind. They're forced anyway. Oh, let's get this one in time. Even at the end of stage flag, you still need to sacrifice a power-up. And there we go. One of the few times I actually knew a level was coming because of what we've seen earlier in this world. It was pretty predictable this one was going to come up as the castle. With the castle down, and this world is also down. Moving on to world number 5. Welcome, Toad. You're not going to play this one. There's only 4 worlds remaining. The final 4 worlds are going to be played by Toadette. The only character I have not selected yet throughout this Super World coverage. But anyway, that is going to happen next time anyway. We're out of time. 21 minutes is more than enough. The further we get, the more confident I get that every single world I'm actually able to input in one video. Even though there's still a couple of very tricky ones coming up. We'll just see how it goes. But anyway, see you next time. Hopefully I'm able to find a gap in my agenda pretty quickly, so we can move on with world number 13. Thanks for watching, and see you folks next time for Super Treecks Originals World.